This was a huge year for WWE, with it being the first full year under former wrestler Triple H's control, and it gave us a good start to what life in the Paul Levesque era looks like. Dive in to find out the top 5 moments of the year. The year 2024 saw a lot of huge moments for WWE and was one of the best years as a whole for the company in recent years. From stories being completed to big moves being announced, there were a lot of new and huge things to look forward to, and it seems like 2025 promises to be an even bigger year for the company. The Rock returned to the company for his longest run since leaving and also joined the company's board of directors. This year also saw the lines between kayfabe and reality being blurred once again, like they used to be in the 1980s and 1990s before social media out the facade. There were some key moments this year that, while being huge on their own accord, fell just shy of the top 5 list of the year. These incidents include Jey Uso's first ever singles championship win, Dominic Mysterio's going from a heel to an even bigger heel by turning on everyone's mommy, Rhea Ripley, and the end of one of WWE's most successful and longest-running stable, The New Day, as Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods kicked Big E out of the group. Now let's dive into the best moments of 2024 that defined this year. 5. WWE announces its move to Netflix. One of the biggest moves to make its product globally available for a wider audience, WWE's parent company, TKO Holdings, announced that they would be moving away from being a television product. WWE Raw, the longest-running TV program in the United States, is officially moving to the world's most popular streaming platform, Netflix, from the beginning of 2025. This marks the end of Raw's 30-year run on the USA Network in the United States. While outside of the country, both WWE SmackDown and WWE NXT will also move to Netflix once their current deals expire. While Raw moves to Netflix from January 6, 2025 in the USA, Canada, and Latin America, audiences in India will be able to watch all of WWE's live programming on the streaming platform from April 2025. This is a huge move for both the company and its fans, as the product will be easily available now for the fans, and the deal is reportedly worth $500 million per year. 4. Introduction of the women's U.S. and Intercontinental titles. WWE's women's division is widely regarded as the best women's division in all of pro wrestling, given the sheer effort and time they have put in the division since 2016. Often called as the Women's Revolution, Triple H was a huge reason for WWE's women's stars being transformed from divas to credible superstars. However, the lack of championships available for the women to fight for was a huge concern still. They introduced the women's tag team belts a few years back, but those haven't been able to draw as much attention amongst the fans. To rectify that, Triple H took a hugely popular decision of introducing the mid-card belts for the women's division in November of this year. Fans were crying out loud for these, and the introduction of the women's U.S. and Intercontinental titles were a huge boost to freshen up the women's division as well. The introduction of these belts gives wrestlers opportunities to shine, as it's being proven by Chelsea Green's run as the inaugural women's U.S. champion. Something similar can be said for whoever becomes the first ever women's Intercontinental champion, with the championship match set for Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyria. 3. Damian Priest's WrestleMania cash-in. This year's WrestleMania marked 40 years of WWE's flagship event, and the event needed a card that would fit the grand nature of the event. With WrestleMania lasting 2 nights now, Night 1 had set the tone extremely well for the fans, with amazing matches, headlined by The Rock and Roman Reigns defeating the team of Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. WWE needed Night 2 to start off with a bang, and they did exactly that with the World Heavyweight Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. The match was short and full of action, but the real drama unfolded after Drew had won the title. Embroiled in a rivalry with CM Punk since the Royal Rumble, He couldn't help but poke fun at Punk during his celebration, and Punk retaliated with an attack on Drew with his arm brace that he was wearing cause of an injury caused by McIntyre. This attack allowed Damian Priest an opportunity to cash in his Money in the Bank contract at the grandest stage of them all and become a world champion in WWE for the first time. He became only the second person since Seth Rollins to cash in the contract at Mania, and this officially kickstarted WWE's rivalry of the year between